I'm Jake,
And I'm Gerardo.
and we're on.
0 Point Podcasts.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Hey, hey, hey.
Take two.
Take two. And here we go with another
Mm.
great episode with Gerardo and Jake. Here we are to bring you another great episode. Episode. We need to like label our episodes like episode
Oh,
season one, episode one, and then we'll
well, if I count correctly, this is number 4. But
Uh-huh.
then we can choose if we wanted to put them in different order out. So we got to be mindful of what we're saying right now a bit.
Oh, yeah, totally. I love the fun of the start of these.
Yeah,
It's really fun. That's why I keep
me
coming
too.
back.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Well, and now I'm curious if this has got to be episode number 4, or if we replace it on a completely different location in the in
Uh-huh,
the
yeah, that's the
series.
fun.
That's gonna
Yeah,
be the fun
it'd
to
be like
see what
those
works out.
movies. Yeah, the movies that
Yeah.
start in the middle and then they go to the end and then finish at the beginning.
Mm, yeah. Oh, wow. Well, well, maybe let's get senses for a topic, unless you really feel like a topic is.
I do. I
Oh,
have
you
it. I
do?
I
All
have it. I
right.
have it. It's bubbling.
Okay. Awesome.
And I feel like
Yeah.
within this topic, you'll see, the energy is a little different, and I think it's good to
Mm,
like bubble it out and let
good.
it go.
Yes, please.
All right. So this topic we dove into a little bit before, though I want to take a deeper dive with the letting go.
Mm, okay. Yeah. Letting go. Do you have a specific direction in letting go of something, or really?
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's multiple things in life
Mm-hmm.
of the letting go, and some of the things are like really fun, and some of the things are really challenging, and then like some are really sad. And for me, letting go, I've had to let go of so many things that I enjoyed in my life to
Mm-hmm.
open to more of my life.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel that this is a really good topic here because within the letting go, it always is a challenge, though that challenge turns into like some of the biggest gifts that have ever happened in my life. And whether it's like a friendship or it's like a project or hobby or a job or a relationship, like all these things are situations that, or like even an emotion or a feeling, like letting go of these things for more of what we're, meant to do and here to do, all in which came from my mind in the direction that I wish to go.
Mm. Yeah. Thank you for sharing that. Yeah. Letting go. There immediately popped like a kind of question, or uh how do you say, a statement maybe, that came up for me, is like letting go, because you spoke of feelings, emotions, but the statement is like letting go, isn't it kind of always l- like letting go of the thoughts, letting go of the beliefs? Question
Yes.
statement.
Yeah,
Yeah.
question statement.
Yeah. Yeah. Because I'm now thinking about taking in what you just said, and like, the emotions and the feelings, they are always there, right? They
Hmm.
they are in the moment there. Um But then it's like, what do we think about these feelings, these emotions, these sensations actually in the body? Um, and another thing to look at it is also like you can even think and enhance these feelings and sensations by thinking. So, what then would letting go mean if we know this? Hmm.
Not staying attached to feeling a certain way or a certain way of being.
Mm-hmm. Not staying attached to, oh yeah, yeah, a certain way of being, definitely. Not staying attached also to a certain way of thinking. And it's
Hmm.
duality, right? Because sometimes the feeling brings up the thoughts, and sometimes the thoughts bring up the feeling. So it's kind of like, yeah, it can be, it's kind of like a full circle always.
Hmm.
Hmm. So, well, from my perspective, letting go then comes to something very, very simplistic. And I spoke about this in more podcasts.
Hmm.
It is our breath, right? Again, the breathing is something that is always with us. And if you become aware of the breathing, you can become more and more present, like seeing that the thought is just a thought in the moment, also feeling that the feeling is just a feeling in the moment, and through it all, you are just breathing while you're right here in the environment that you are, um, with the people that are around you or alone, but you're always with your breath. And from my perspective, when I kind of could grasp this, it became easier and easier to let go of things, to let go of the situation, especially situations more and more. Whenever I become aware that I'm uncomfortable in the situation, I just focus on my breath and I'm just, grateful that I'm breathing here and that I can use the breath to go more into my body and let let whatever is on the outside, whatever, let it be what it is. Um, from my personal experience, once once you go into like emotions and feelings, sometimes this I experienced this as more difficult to let go of. Like, for example, a big one, for me at least in my life, the feeling of being alone, right? All of a sudden you're in this place, there's nobody around you, but you wished actually that there is someone, to talk to experience life with, to experience that moment with. And then it it really becomes like a feeling in the body, a thought like, oh, I would like this. And then maybe the body for me, when I'm feeling alone, my body also becomes like kind of heavy. Like
Mm.
things become heavy to do, heavy to start. And then it is the same though, like being grateful to have the breath still in being alone. And then bit by bit, breathing through it, it's all good. And everything you do in that moment is perfect. Yeah, even if it's just nothing and breathing alone. Um, and then comes the mind. Then you have to let go of, I should be doing things. But don't get me wrong, sometimes doing things makes it easier to let go of the feeling of being alone, right?
Mm.
But then
Hmm.
sometimes also like thinking about being alone, you might be able to let go of by really witnessing the moment you're in and just feel the feeling. You don't have to do anything. So it's always also duality in there, I feel. yeah, I feel like this is where I kind of conclude what I'm saying right now.
Hmm.
What do you feel or what do you think?
Um, Within what you spoke about, what came to me is like the feelings and being with the feelings. And then there's like a piece of, so there's the feelings and then there's stories. And the
Hmm.
stories make up the feelings
Hmm.
that we're feeling. And then like letting go of whatever it is from a story that we have crafted or come up with within our minds of the way something is that
Hmm.
we need to let go of in order to not have that feeling that we get when we do the thing, or wanting to let go of something even if we enjoy it to
Hmm.
focus more on something else.
Yeah.
And so for me, like in the letting go, this is like I have multiple things that I enjoy, which is like the other YouTube channel that I was working on, and I
Hmm.
haven't been working on it much, Do It with Jake. And as we spoke of before, putting everything here and really focusing on this, which
Hmm.
takes me away from Do It with Jake, which I was having a lot of fun. Though,
Hmm.
the momentum kind of got lost when I got swept up in a bunch of other projects and jobs,
Hmm.
trying to do it myself. As where this, I'm here with you, and
Hmm.
so it brings in more accountability for me to show up and keep showing up. And as much as I love that, I can come back to it, though I already have so many projects and so many things going on that like I'm uh, removing things, letting go of things
Hmm.
so that I can focus more on what I'm most passionate about.
Hmm.
And then this all
Yeah.
comes from stories and, you know,
Yeah.
where it came from, what's happening, what I'm doing, where are we going.
Hmm.
And so uh, it's just really interesting seeing as we talk about it that the letting go is all coming from stories
Hmm.
and
Yeah.
direction is all coming from within. So it's just like an interesting yin and yang and duality
Hmm.
of where do we want to go and how are we going to get there?
Yeah.
And is there anywhere to go?
Well, yeah. Where do we want to go and how I'm gonna get there is it is kind of like when you feel it and you follow it, it's okay. But if you start thinking about it, you might have let go of that. That really is the direction. Yeah. Well, thank you so much for sharing. Yeah, there are a few things that actually came up while you were sharing as well. There's a kind of a I feel like I want to dive into like two examples or something of
Mm,
um big like letting go of feelings and yeah, letting go of feelings and letting go of situations. Like
mm.
from my perspective, like with which one do you want to start?
Let's go with the situation and bring it back to the feeling.
All right. So let's go of situations, right? What do we mean by situations? This is where something in your reality happens. Sometimes it happens a lot. It is something that feels uncomfortable because most of the time we are talking about letting go if something feels very uncomfortable, right? Um, this can be persons. Maybe this can be the way you're feeling about uh, a disease or something like that, or the the way like there is a situation. right? And from my perspective, you can do this. Let's take the example of with a person, somebody you're not resonating with, and you always have discussions with this person, or you're actually angry at this person, or this person is angry at you. Um, and yeah, so it is indeed what you said. First, looking at beliefs. Whew, there are so many avenues right now that are popping into my mind that we can go to. Crazy. Um, but it is indeed like, first of all, you have to look at yourself. Always, you have to start with yourself with
Mm,
what do I believe? What do I believe of this person? Right? What do I believe? Because this is from my personal experience. If I do not resonate with someone, most of the time it is because I believe that person is in some kind of way like this, and that will never change, right? While more and more I have to come to the conclusion that this belief of that person and holding on to that belief keeps that person in that place. But then whenever I actually kind of start saying like, no, this is a belief, and to be honest, if I look at that person, they are actually not doing all the time what I believe they're doing. They're not
mm,
doing that. If you look really honestly and objectively then to the way that person behaves, it is most of the time the story you created that you paste on that person, and then you don't see them in a different light anymore. So letting go of a situation with someone is most of the time letting go of the story, looking honestly, okay, my story is incorrect. Now, there's then something different. There is also a feeling, right? So this is actually beautiful because actually in all situations, letting go has to do with situations, but with feelings altogether. It's all one. Um, So there is also the possibility you have created this story. You look at it objectively, but still, you look at it objectively, and you actually can see that your story creates this harmony in your connection. But then still, you let go of the story more and more. I don't want to believe my story. Every time you come into the moment with this person again and again, you let go of the story, and you just feel in the moment how you feel interacting with that person. That's different. Now, this still can be something that doesn't resonate. Like it just doesn't feel good to interact with this person. Even though I actually have let go of the story that they're always acting like this, right? Like, no, new moment, but still something's off
mm-hmm,
without the story. Then, from my perspective, it has to do with honesty. You might have it maybe you might want to say something still to this person to either move in line with them, or either to actually cut off the connection you have. Because from my perspective, everyone around us is a mirror, right? Is
mm-hmm,
has to teach us something. Everyone in your reality has to teach us something. And in our reality has to teach us something and is a mirror. And the funny thing is, like, when I grew more into just saying honest, talking honest to a person where I felt like something's off here, and I could name I could name the feelings, I could express what these feelings did are doing to me, and that I'm open for communication. or that I'm actually wanting to take a distance from them. When I could say this honestly, all of a sudden energy shifts like within me, inside of me. It's like I can be peaceful all of a sudden with this person in my surroundings, or I am okay with having told this person I do not want to connect, and I take actually energy back, and I never have to think about this. And how do you let, from my perspective, it you come to this place where you're honest to the situation, honest to the person. You say it in the most loving way you can. You say it in the most loving way you can. Even if this is with an intense energy, even if this is frustrated, but be honest, never attack the person. Always just be angry and say, like, I'm angry. I just don't want to do this anymore. Sorry. We'll see what happens later, but I don't want to be here anymore. And you just leave. And you can do this very, very intense and anger, or you can do this with, with a very soft, in a very soft way. You can do this, but it is like your feelings, your expression, and what you want to do further. That's so freeing. It's amazingly freeing. Um, and then a funny thing happens most of the time. Either the situation changes for the better, this person reaches maybe later out or in the moment, this person is all of a sudden like expressing their truth, and maybe they didn't know and things change, or they reach out later and they say like, "Hey, what you said, it really touched me and actually I want to talk about this with you." And then you can still maybe connect again. And all of a sudden, you're connecting on a different level. Or you spoke your feelings, you spoke how you want to go further. And then their situation really says to you, like, whoa, and they become angry and they're like, and that's a cue for you, like, okay, I spoke my highest truth with them in the most loving way possible. So I am good with whatever reaction I'm getting, and you become even angry, like, okay, this really gives the example that I shouldn't go further with
Hmm.
you, you know? And then you move on, and you can be in your heart peaceful and knowing that you did the best thing you could. And that really helped me a lot in finding like balance whenever things were off with people. I really spoke my truth in the highest loving way possible, and I couldn't blame myself anymore, you know? Even
Hmm.
with the most intense reaction that comes back, you cannot blame yourself unless when the intense reaction comes back and you react intense and you fire again, right? Instead of doing what you said you were gonna do. I don't feel good. I don't want to deal with this anymore. I'm gonna go now. Then you
Hmm.
do that, right? And that is perfect. That's awesome. I don't like this. I don't want to deal with this. I'm gonna go now. And the other person is, why do you not like this? And you should, and you, and you're like, yeah, but you, bam. And all of a sudden, then this ball of energy keeps growing, right? Keeps growing.
Hmm.
And that brings uncomfortable situations where actually nothing changes, or
Hmm.
it becomes even more intense. So it is really, from my perspective, whenever something you have to deal with a situation, first breathe, feel what you want to do, tell the space, I'm feeling like this. I want to do this for myself right now. Um, Thank you for everything that I've learned here. Maybe be grateful for the situation that you got the lesson, and you just do what you said you were going to do. Yeah. I'm gonna leave it at this for now. Do you have some things that came up? Because there is another part where I will dive into as well. But yeah.
Yeah, it's really beautiful, the different ways of looking at the letting go and the feelings, the emotions, and situations that arise in this letting go. And there's just so many layers and levels of this.
Mm,
And within what you shared, I feel like it really comes down to self-compassion, self-love,
mm,
and doing what is best for us. And within the instant of letting go of relationships, speaking truth,
mm,
honoring what is fully here for me, and
mm,
uh, and then when sharing that, if it comes back in any kind of volatile way, just removing self completely to
mm.
not add to the pressure cooker.
Yes, yes, true.
Hmm.
Mm. Thank you for sharing and to condense this. Really
Yeah,
beautiful
it's real.
said.
Yeah, I
Mm,
agree. So thank you,
mm,
and I'd love
mm.
to hear what else that you have boiling.
Well, the other perspective is kind of also situational,
Hmm.
where other kind of feelings are coming up, and I wanted to bring in the feelings of fear.
Mm, it's
Being
big.
afraid. Yeah. And I would just say like we can take an example of being afraid of spiders or snakes, so of some of these intense animals, or a scorpion. Maybe a scorpion would hit more people,
Or
which
like
is
being
really
on video.
well, yeah. But I'm not going to say that. I don't want to let go of that. No, it's well, no, I just wanted to take an animal. Like I would actually feel like I want to bring in a scorpion. Why?
Okay.
I feel like less people have really been around scorpions than spiders or snakes.
Hmm.
But they all have a belief about the scorpions, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not sure, but I kind of guess that a lot of people think that scorpions kill you almost. So, from my perspective, that changed when I was in Mexico. So there are, well, there were scorpions, and then you had the transparent ones, and they could have a deadly sting. But then the majority of the scorpions were brown ones, brown or darker brown, even sometimes, yeah, reddish brown or even black brown, but when they sting, that is not deadly. Um, so it was for me an eye-opening thing to adjust my beliefs, because before I left for these South American countries, I thought scorpions could kill me. And I don't like scorpions. I don't want to. So, uh, well, I had a few encounters with scorpions. I even had to take them with my glass and put them out of my room. My first encounter with a scorpion ever was in the desert in Mexico. This was in close to Los Cabos, La Riviera, I believe. Was uh, deserty sand. Oh, this was the Bufo retreat. I was working with the Bufo medicine, and I came to my shag where I could sleep, and normally I don't do that much, but that night I wanted to throw up my sheets of my bed. And I throw it up, and in the middle of my bed there is a scorpion. Yeah, there was a scorpion in the middle of my bed. A transparent one was the first one. Yeah, that I ever saw. And I was like, "What?" And he's like I took the sheets, and he's bracing himself, like all the and tail tail up. He didn't expect that would happen. Me neither. I was like, whoa, okay. So what I did was I took a book that I had, I opened the book, and then with the book I flicked it more and more to the side of the bed, and luckily this was a small shag, so I didn't have to push him in a big over a large distance to get him out. But I saw him also like lashing out with his tail to the book and stuff. I was like, wow, that was so intense for the first time you see it. But I'm like, yeah, but I have to sleep here, you know? This is my bed. And so, okay, Scorpion out of the room. I'm like, ah, do do I really want to sleep here right now, you know?
Right?
Right? Like just there's a scorpion right here. And like I'm like, what? This it was already, a mind fuck because I couldn't go anywhere. I had to all the places were shags to sleep in, so it didn't matter if I slept in that bed or in another. So it was like, oh, mind. I'm like, yeah, you know what? Pfft, you know, what happened, whatever happens, happens. But I'm glad I saw it. This will be one in a thousand, right?
Hmm.
Over the course of the next few months, I saw two more scorpions in places where I stayed, but it was really interesting, Mexico there. But how do you deal more and more? It taught me also how to deal with these feelings of fear, like seeing them, getting this rush of adrenaline, breathing, letting go of the stories like it will get me, right? It will get me, or it is very, very poisonous, this thing. Over the story, like I do not dare to work with that animal, right? I rather want to stay away from it. Like these beliefs come up. You just have, I just, you breathe through it. And yeah, more and more, there is also this kind of, yeah, in that moment, you really have to let go of that belief and just deal with the moment then and there. And okay, I'm scared of it, but okay, I touch it with a book. All right, it's the book is so huge, it cannot reach my hand. Oh, it's lashing out. Ugh, like, okay, I need to get it out. Like how do you say it in Dutch? We say something like. Like need Trump's law or something like that. Like yeah, like it's like need Trump's belief as well. I
Hmm.
needed to get it out. So again, so why am I saying this? This is also situational, but not anger, fear is such a feeling that keeps you holding on to not doing something or to do something that you actually don't want to do as well. Fear is such a big motivator for habits, to be honest. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And like there's so many situations where fear is there where we need to let go of the fear to get to where we want to go. And like,
Hmm.
your instance
Yeah.
of letting go of fear was like you were in fear and you wanted to
Hmm.
go to bed and you needed to
Yeah.
let go of that fear and
Hmm.
face this like, 10-foot big like scorpion that was in your bed and you're like, I don't want to cuddle, like get out of here, man. Like,
Yeah.
you just assume I want to cuddle with you and no consent. Like you just get in my bed
Mm,
and like, hey
right.
man,
Yes.
man, lady, whatever you are, it's time to go. I'm going to bed.
Yeah. Yeah. True. You go out, you find another place. I know
Yeah,
it's
I'll
a
go
nice
find a
cozy bed,
party.
but yeah. Yeah, it is. Yeah. And then yeah, so I just wanted to touch upon like letting go of these things. And it's always also the breath. The
Hmm.
breath, looking at what I believe, and then maybe taking that other action, like the opposite action of what I've been taking for so
Hmm.
long. Hmm. Same as with people. When you're angry or when you feel like discomfort, not speaking out the discomfort is a habit of maybe being afraid of what the reaction will be or
Hmm.
being afraid of of the situation to change maybe worse. But then from my perspective, then that that is not the place you want to be. And
Hmm.
then, yeah. So it's yeah, doing the op when fear comes up, when it is interesting when fear comes up, when anger comes up, when sadness comes up, when discomfort comes up, doing the complete opposite of what, well, already start thinking on doing the complete opposite of what you normally would do with in
Hmm.
uncomfortable situations. Just thinking about what would be the opposite to do than I normally do is already so brave for the first one. It's very brave. And then stepping into doing the opposite and testing it out if this works is bringing tremendous change. You will let go of what was and you will actually change in what it needs to be or become.
Hmm.
And that's a beautiful thing about letting go. And yeah, letting go has to do maybe with taking on as well something else. Hmm.
Yeah.
Taking
Hmm.
in, letting go, taking in something else, taking on something else. Yeah.
Yeah, that letting go to be open to receiving something else or letting go
Hmm.
to change to whatever it is that you want. It's really big for me in letting go. And one instance that arises for me in this letting go, uh, I seem to always get lots of things, like
Hmm.
so many things. And like at one point, I had like 13 bicycles, and I was like, I gotta let go of some of these. And so I
Hmm.
saved it down to like my last four, like really expensive, nice bikes.
Hmm.
And I was at a point where I had so many things. However, I didn't have as much work as I wanted. And I was like,
Hmm.
there's so many things taking up space. Like, I want space for work and I want space, more space to create. So I
Hmm.
gave away all the bicycles. I actually spent $800 to send all of these bicycles to friends that I loved and cared about. And I was like, I have a gift for you. What's your address? And I just packed them up and sent them off. And they're like,
Wow.
what?
Hmm.
And then I got all the work that I wanted, fully booked, like just lined out exactly what I wanted. I was able to create by letting go. And then,
Hmm.
4 or 5 years later, I was like, you know what? I want to start riding bicycles again. Like, and I'm walking through this like recycler where they have like all this different like sports gear, and I have like $400 in my pocket, and uh, I'm like, you know what? I feel like I might get a bike. Like, I want to start riding again,
Hmm.
and I see this bike, and I'm like, are you are you serious? Like, $350. It was
Hmm.
the same bike that I had given away. And when I
Hmm.
bought that bike initially, I paid like $4,000 for that bike that I gave away. And I got the bike for $350. It's like the
Hmm.
full circle coming back around. It was
Hmm.
so amazing to let go of things that were taking up space, get all the work and creativity that I wanted to get. And then when I was ready to let the bikes back in and it be a
Hmm.
part of my life, it was like access granted, go.
Hmm. Wow. Wow. Yeah. Wow. So amazing. Yeah, and this comes down to also the topic of manifestation that we already talked about in one of our
Mm-hmm.
previous podcasts. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, unless this one comes before that one now. I don't know. We'll see.
Boop, 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 boop.
Yeah. Wow. But thank you for sharing. And it
Mhm.
is true. Yeah, there are these amazing things that are just there when it's really time for them to be there. Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And this all happens when you let go. Yeah.
Absolutely. And it's
Yeah.
so hard sometimes because, like, for me, like, I grew up and things were a certain way, and I molded myself into like being a certain way, and like it has
Yeah.
to be like this, and then the
Mm.
more I was able to take the observer's chair and look at myself and notice myself and see myself, I was able to
Mm,
be like, oh wait, all right, let's let go of that piece and let's shift
mm,
it a little. Let's let go of that piece, shift it a little bit. And I just
yeah.
kept letting go of pieces of my mold that I created for myself to step into
Mm,
myself.
yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah. Creating a new mold.
Yeah, yeah, like
Yeah,
years ago,
yeah.
there's no way I would sit here in front of a camera and talk to you.
Mm.
Like, and
Definitely.
I had to let go of being afraid of being in
Mm.
front of the camera and being seen.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Hmm.
Amen to that. My my own YouTube channel as well. Like I have my well, my first video ever that I made is still on there. Like and you can kind of see my progression and you know, there have been years in between where I haven't posted anything and it has been a while, I believe, since I posted something on that channel. Um, but like in the beginning, I had just the intro video of my channel, right? And I was so uncomfortable and I couldn't let go that it wasn't perfect, you know, that and so I made that intro video, which was kind of perfect, but then I really recorded that more than 100 times. Yeah, and I had all the bits and pieces from the last one. So what I made was like I made a compilation video of it that like where I had like all my bloopers in there. That was my second video on the channel. Like I had all or the third video. I'm not sure anymore, but was had all the bloopers and the misspoken things and the fuck all the annoyance, all the frustration, and it was in that video. And yeah, because you know, I didn't want to fail. It had to be perfect, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and then I started on a diary, on a video diary where I spoke. I wanted to get to 100 days, but it stopped at 77, I believe. Because like in human design, I'm a mental projector, and I called it the mental projector diary because according to human design, mental projectors are very it helps mental projectors to either write for to themselves or talk to themselves in the camera.
Hmm.
Uh, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna set this all on YouTube and it's still on there. But it's so awkward, man, if I look at these videos again. In the beginning, I'm super awkward. You see me getting used to it, but every time, yeah, it's really interesting now. Like for me now, this really feels like, okay, I am just in the moment and I can
Hmm.
record this video. But before that wasn't the case. Yeah, yeah, I can definitely resonate with that. And yeah, a lot of letting go happens there, man. Yeah.
Absolutely. And it's beautiful for me this because like, me and you, we always just have the best conversations and
Mm.
like, these kind of talks are just like the talks that we just have like
Yeah.
and so to like be like, you know what? This is good. Like let's just
Mm.
record this and let's see
Yeah.
where it goes because
Yeah.
it feels good.
Right? Yes. Yes. It's that. It feels good. We're enjoying ourselves.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't want to speak for you, but I'm enjoying myself. You know, I just love these conversations.
Me
Yeah,
too.
man. That's amazing. So yeah, I'm so grateful for this. And yeah. Hmm. I uh I feel like this can also be a kind of conclusion to this podcast. How do you feel about it, or do you want to still share something more?
Yeah, I feel that within the conclusion that it was there and then it just just uh, I let go of
It let go of itself, it seems.
it. Okay, so in the conclusion,
Mm.
In these conversations and in this topic of letting go, I find it very beautiful that within our communication back and forth, I get to take the observer's chair, which sees everything that's going on, and I get to take a deeper look at myself and uh, even dive deep into myself and look at myself. And I love being able to take this time to look at myself and see, is this what I want to keep or is this what I want to let go? Do I want to continue to act like this or uh, do I like the way I'm acting or do I want to shift the way I'm acting? So it's really, really fun to have these times that we communicate to just be so present, follow every word that you speak. I am like all I am. I'm so present on what it is that you're saying. I'm able to see myself through a whole nother lens. And it's just such a beautiful way of living and being. And I'm very grateful. So thank you, brother.
Thank you, brother. Thank you so much as well, man. Yeah, I love so much that you called me out as well to do this thing. I love the energy that you bring to this podcast and the
Mm.
jolly, the funness and stuff. And I'm really enjoying myself as well, man.
Oh.
Yeah. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Hmm. Well, let's give the present back to our listeners, our watchers, or viewers, or subscribers, or whatever they are, or a crazy bunch of people that follow us.
So here you go. We'll give it back to you.
There you go. Bye
Cheers.
bye.
Oh my goodness, that was amazing. 0 Point Podcast.
Yeah, I hope we brought you back to 0 points, or maybe we made 0 points to you. But anyway, thanks for watching.
Either way, we had a great time. Hope you did too. If you enjoyed, please like, subscribe, share, and we'll see you next time. Have a great life. Ciao.
Bye bye.